Hello and welcome to spring semester 2020, start of a new decade. My name is Joanne Tippin. I'm your instructor, and I just wanted to give you a quick tutorial on how to get around in this online class. So you'll see here we are on the home page, and on the home page, it's actually the syllabus page, but the home page, you'll see any recent announcements will populate every time that you go onto the home page. You're watching the video right here. A couple of navigation buttons, the start here, so the beginning of the semester, you'll click here to start into that first module. If you want to get over to the announcements, you can click it here. If you need a copy of the syllabus, if you click on this, it will download a copy for you. And then we'll talk a little bit more about the modules, which is the best way to navigate this course. Another copy of the syllabus is right here. There's a couple ways to make sure that you're doing everything that you need to do in this course. A lot of students follow along with their to-do list, which usually will show up right here in the upper right-hand corner somewhere. You'll see a to-do list of things that are needing to be done, and it has the due dates on there. That's not the best way to make sure you're capturing everything in here, especially the discussions. So I highly recommend that you do a couple things. Either scroll down and make sure you're looking at the assignments that are plugged into here, because it will show you here where some of your initial discussion posts are due. So take a look at this and make sure that you're capturing everything. Another place to make sure that you're getting everything is to click onto the calendar over here. And when you click on the calendar, what it's going to show you is sort of a layout of what the week looks like. So here we are on the first day of class starting on the 13th. Everything opens up. Your initial discussion is due by Wednesday the 15th. And then on the 17th, on the Friday, each of the new chapters will open, and they'll be open for approximately 9 to 10 days. So the chapter opens here. You'll start working through the material in chapter 1. For the previous chapter, everything is due on that following Monday. So everything from the opening exercises will be due on Monday the 20th. But you can see here, chapter 1 opens. And then the following Wednesday, the initial discussion post for chapter 1 is due. The due date in the discussion post is listed as the final due date, which will be the 27th. But that's the date that the follow-up discussions are due. I can't set two due dates in there, so that becomes a little confusing. So make sure you're watching the calendar in terms of these due dates, because that will not show up on the assignment itself. So the initial discussion posts are due here. There's 2 reminders for you. I'm hoping this one will show up in your to-do list. I'm not sure. This is a new one for me. So usually on Wednesday, you have your initial discussion post due, and the quiz for chapter 1 is due. And then starting on Thursday, so once everybody's put in their initial discussion post, you can go in and start replying to the other students' posts. So you can start replying on Thursday, and you can reply anywhere from Thursday until the due date, which is going to be the following Monday on the 27th. And this pattern will follow throughout the whole semester. There are a couple weeks where we don't have discussions. I give you a discussion break, so you don't have discussion overload. But for the most part, your discussions open again on a Friday. The initials due the following Wednesday, and then the reply will be due that following, 10 days later on that following Monday. The assessments will be due on the Monday. So if you open up on Friday here, you have a whole week, and then that following Monday, your assessment for that chapter is due, the discussion's due, any other assignments will be due there. As we move into later chapters, there's a couple things that you'll find. We've got these nutrition analysis papers that are going to start appearing, and those will be due. The nutrition analysis assignments are bigger assignments. So here in chapter 4 is where you're going to see the big analysis assignment. This first few weeks, you'll be doing just sort of an introductory assignment using the software. But once we get down here to chapter 4, again, that will open on the 7th of February, and the analysis will be due 10 days later here on the 17th. But it's a little more detailed, and actually the discussion post requires you to do a little bit of work that will get you prepared for what you need to do for that analysis. So just to kind of let you know, the calendar is your best way to navigate to make sure everything's in there. I usually don't change due dates. Last semester was the first time I had all kinds of changes to due dates because of our fires. And so it necessitated that. So I will say, normally it's all laid out for you for the whole semester. you can pretty much plan that out from the beginning of the semester. But there are these acts of God that happen. So going back to the home page here, the best way to navigate, make sure you know what's coming up and what's due, and again through the calendar, or scroll down to the bottom here, and then go into the modules. And so the modules pretty much line out what's going to be up and coming for the whole semester. So you can have a view here of, the getting started exercises, the dates it opens, the dates it's due, and it takes you through. I've got all these open, so I'm clicking them shut. So it'll take you through everything that we're going to be covering for the whole semester. So you can take a look at all of that. You won't be able to access it yet because they're locked until the date that they're actually starting, but you can kind of see what's up and coming and plan out your week. So the best thing to do is start in here, click on the first page, which will give you an overview of what you should be able to do, what the objectives are in this assignments that are in this module, and then the different lessons that you would have. And you can click through the pages like this, and it will walk you through each of those pages. You can always go back to the modules page to kind of see where you're at and make sure that you've covered all of these things. As we get into week 2, which is where the first chapter will open, I give you a little more of an overview here again, some of the things that you'll be able to complete by the time you're done with this chapter, some of the objectives, some of the activities that you're going to do. These are what I would call guided lectures. So for chapter 1, along with the reading, this is what you should be getting from the reading. So it kind of gives you a little bit more of what we would call a guided lecture of outcomes, things that you should be able to do. These are not required to be turned in. They're there for your benefit to be able to look at. So you can play around with those and take a look at those, and that will help you kind of, get the information you need to get out of each of the modules. Some just tips in terms of nutrition math, and then the assignments. So the way this is set up, if you're looking at it from a module view, it's going to show you some of the resources and things that you'll need to read and go through. And then the assignments are listed down here. So you can click through these. It will show the due dates on these and what exactly you're needing to do with that. And that will be the same format for each of these. So you've got basically a discussion, a quiz, maybe some other assignments in there, and then an assessment each week until we start getting into some of those nutrition analysis. And so that's kind of how the course is set up. One thing I am doing this semester, I don't usually allow late work. One thing I have done this semester, and I'll go back to the syllabus and show you on there. So for all assignments except the discussions you will not be able to turn in late work. But for all other assignments, including the assessments, the diet papers, I do have built in here, and I'm going to scroll down for you, the grading policy. Late work. So ideally you want to get these done on time, but things happen, and if you happen to wait till the last minute to get your assignment done and something comes up, you have a full 10 days that this module's open and full 10 days to get these assignments done, which is plenty of time to do all the work in this class. But if for some reason you don't get around to it and you wait till the last day and you're not able to complete it and you have computer issues or whatever happens, you will have up to 5 days to turn that assignment in. However, not the discussion. The discussions have a hard end date because they're discussions. So you can't really discuss with anybody after everybody's turned in their discussion. So the discussions do have a hard end date. But the other assignments, you will have up to 5 days to turn them in. Each day that they're turned in late, there will be a 10% point deduction up to 5 days. So if you turn in 5 days late, that's going to be a 50% point reduction. After the 5th day, past the due date, you cannot turn the assignments in. So try to get them done on time. It behooves you. All of the assignments are due at 11:59 p.m. Seems to be the witching hour for turning in assignments. If you turn it in at 12 a.m., it's going to start that it's automated, the 10% deduction on there. So if you take your assessment and you complete it at 12:05, then you're going to get a 10% deduction. So make sure you're getting these assignments done early. I know it's hard. It's, procrastination is just, I think, what students tend to do. So just make sure you're getting them all done. I am in the 800 building. So if you need to get in touch with me, I'm over in the 800 building. I'm in my office Monday and Wednesday mornings from 8 till about 9:30. I have a live face-to-face class at 9:30 and 11. On Mondays, I'll be there Monday afternoon between 12:30 and 2 o'clock. So you can also catch me then. If you need to catch me any other time, just send me an email. We can set up a time to meet that's convenient for you. We can also set up a conference online and do sort of a face-to-face conference that way. So I hope we have a great semester. Sorry for the long introduction. Looking forward to meeting with you online and working through this incredible, interesting information.